Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to MAD Sports Network. This is Mad for the Euros, and this is our match day review slash preview. I'm joined by the main man, Florian. How you doing, Flo?
Good morning, Devil. Great to see you. I'm doing fine. The weather is hot and sunny in Germany, so very unusual for us, but we enjoy it.
Yeah, we won't talk about the weather. It's turned sour on us. It's raining over here, but that's neither here nor there. We have enjoyed a wonderful Euro so far and another great day of football yesterday with big wins for Russia, Wales, and Italy. Before we do all of that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel at MAD Sports Network. Subscribe, like, and share. And also follow all of our individual socials. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you prefer. You'll see it scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Now, this is a bite-sized review, so we should probably get started as we don't have most time. Let's start at the beginning from yesterday, and that was Finland versus Russia. For me, this was a very good game of football. Surprisingly, a lot of people probably would have written this off, but I'm always of the mindset that once you get into the second round of games in the group, you tend to see better football. You tend to see a bit more intensity and you tend to see a bit more urgency. And this was definitely the case for Russia, who in their first game, albeit against the number one side in the world, Belgium, didn't really show up, were all over the shop defensively and looked like a team who are destined to this game was played at home, but we're destined to stay at home in Russia rather than travel anywhere else in the later rounds. But a good win, and one of the goals of the tournament from Miranchuk saw valuable 3 points, which gives Russia a little bit of hope that they may make it to the next round. What were your thoughts on this match here, Flo?
Yeah, first of all, I was a little disappointed because this is one of the matches you can't watch on free TV in Germany. But I was really excited about how I call it vodka derby between Finland and Russia. I watched the highlights and it seemed that Finland was pretty had a very good start with the offside goal from Poyan Polo cancelled by VAR. I could have imagined Finland to win or to grab a back-to-back win after the question in the match against Denmark, but Russia did very well in the end, and it was a deserved win, no matter what. And nice goal from Miranchuk. We'll see this goal in the highlights of the tournament, I'm sure.
Yeah, Bergkamp-esque finish from Miranchuk. And yeah, you're right. Finland started very well, and I felt as if they took the game to Russia. Russia weathered the storm pretty well, and then turned the tide pretty much on Finland. And there's a valuable 3 points. And this group's now looking very interesting. With Belgium yet to play against Denmark later on today. Okay, so let's move on to the second game of the day, and this was Turkey versus Wales. Basically a home game for Turkey in Baku, with a large presence of Turkish fans, both traveling and based in Azerbaijan. Wales, having drawn the first game, knew a win could basically see them qualify for the next round. Turkey had it all to do with a horrible performance against the Italians on the opening night, and it didn't really go the way of the Turks. They didn't really turn up in this game either, if we're being honest. Wales could have won it by more than 2 goals from Ramsey, who missed 2 great chances before that, and Connor Roberts at the death, and Gareth Bale missing a penalty as well. How good were Wales, or was it a case of Turkey just being very, very poor?
From my point of view, it was maybe 60-40 of Turkey being poor and Wales being good, because I don't know what happened to the Turkish side. They were something like a dark horse in the group stages. I remember to watch the Euro previews, and you handled them very well. Everyone at Mad Sports Network. And they had a solid defense, and I don't know what happened there. They played very good first half against Italy from my point of view, but somehow they lost their whole self-confidence. And now it's happening what happened mostly all the time. Turkey suffers at big tournaments.
Yeah.
And Wales, they did what they could. They delivered a good performance, and I really liked it for them to win, because I have a huge sympathy for all teams from the UK.
Yeah, and another brilliant performance as underdogs for Wales. Everyone keeps writing them off. I mean, we wrote them off in our previews. You mentioned it. The only person who didn't was Big Gunner, who said that Wales would come second in the group, and it's looking like he's got it spot on. So shout out to Big Gun if you're watching this on his channel. Then props for him getting this preview and his predictions absolutely spot on. When you look at Wales and you look at Ramsey, you look at Bale, when those guys are performing like they did yesterday against the Turks, can you see them maybe repeating what they did in the last Euros and going on quite a deep run into the later stages of the tournament?
Maybe not the semis, but once you're in the knockout stages, everything is possible. So I can imagine them maybe winning or being able to surprise someone in the best round of 16, but quarterfinals might be over. But I'm talking about Ramsey and Bale. I'm surprised about Danny Ward, who's a sub at Leicester, but performs like he had played the whole season and his experience.
Yeah, well, he's behind a very good goalkeeper in Kasper Schmeichel.
Yeah.
Right, so Wales look like they're basically through, given that, despite, if you're looking at the absolute miracle that will keep them out of the next round, a team who is definitely in the next round, and the first to do so is Italy, who are on an incredible run under Roberto Mancini. That's now 10 wins on the bounce without conceding a goal, 29 games altogether undefeated. A lot of people weren't really talking about Italy before the tournament. Everybody's talking about them now. 3-0 victory against the Swiss. And despite the scoreline, if you just look at the way the game was played out, it looked like men versus boys. It looked like a world-class outfit against a Sunday League side that you just find in a local park. Absolute domination from Italy. A brace for Locatelli, first of his career, and a late goal, third of the tournament for Immobile in the 89th minute. Flo, firstly, how good are Italy? And is it a case of too good too soon? Because it's very rare you get a team who dominate throughout the entire tournament. Usually you get a team that starts really well, get to the knockout stages, and end up not being able to keep their performances up.
I'm really impressed by the Italian squad because, to be honest, I don't really follow the Serie A very, very often. So players like Locatelli were just names to me. I knew they were playing or were they playing, but I haven't seen much performance of them. And now they're performing great. And from my point of view, there are two reasons that Italy is one of the main title contenders this Euros. First of all, their way of playing, they're forward defending. That's not Italian style of football. I love to see that. I mean, the third goal, usually they would have laid back and spared some energy during this match. But the third goal, 89th minute, forward defending, Immobile grabs the ball, scoring a goal from the second line. I really like that. And they're really a team. If you have seen them after the final whistle, walking off the pitch, celebrating with the fans, I can imagine that it's taking them very far, unless they change their team in the last match day, because they're through it. But I've often seen if a team changes their players just to rest the key players, it's very difficult for them to come back in the next round. So I would suggest that Italy plays with the very exact 11 against Wales, grabs the group win best with 3 points and 0 goals conceded, and then they're next to France, my main title contenders this season.
Yeah, momentum is very valuable in the tournament. So I understand the point you're making. A quick word on the Swiss, who are now in dire trouble. They need to beat Turkey to have any chance of progressing after a result like this and a performance like this. Because really, they were, I mean, the only player I can think of who came out with any slight bit of credit was Xhaka. He was the only one who seemed to be trying to break the lines with his passes. Everyone else was just getting run around. But what do they need to change in order to stay in this tournament?
They need to play with a little bit more courage against Wales and especially against Italy. As you said, they looked like some boys in a park. And the situation against Turkey is exactly the situation they were afraid of. You can lose to Italy, that's not a problem because they are the favorite in the group. But this draw against Wales, and now you have to face Turkey, and they haven't even scored a goal. And you know how the Turkish press is at home. If they go home without scoring a goal and without grabbing a win, the players will be destroyed. They have to make vacation, I don't know, in Asia or somewhere that that's calm for them.
Lie
the
low.
Turkish players will throw in everything in that match, and Swiss needs to stand their ground.
Yeah, I think they need to match the intensity, and that's something they haven't really done, especially last night. Okay, so that's yesterday's fixtures. Let's look forward to today's fixtures, and we have 3 games for you today. Group C, Ukraine versus North Macedonia. Ukraine, who were unlucky to lose against the Dutch in their first game. Group B, Denmark versus Belgium. That should be a bit of a strange game, considering what happened with Christian Eriksen and the fact that Denmark now really need to pick up points. Belgium, the #1 ranked side in the world. And then at 8 o'clock in Amsterdam, Netherlands versus Austria, which should be a very good game. So let's get some predictions for these games. Let's start with Ukraine versus North Macedonia. How do you see that one playing out, Flo?
I believe this will be a very interesting game because North Macedonia is full of self-confidence after their win against Germany a couple of months ago, and then a good performance against Austria. And I can't imagine them to grab a draw, so I would say maybe 1-1. Denmark against Belgium, very difficult because there are either 2 ways it goes now for Denmark. Either way, one way they play a fantastic tournament and play for Christian Eriksen, or they're disabled because of the experiences they made. And I believe it's the second one. I can't imagine Denmark playing good matches after this horrific situation. So I'd say it will be a 2-0 win for Belgium. Belgium won't make it 3 or higher because it's just the kind of respect that you don't smash a team like this. Mm-hmm. And I'm really looking forward to Netherlands against Austria because I really believe in the Austrian squad. And the Netherlands had a very good performance against Ukraine when they're grabbing the win after the late equalizer. But I can imagine Netherlands playing at home, better individual quality. So I'd say it's like 3-1 for the Netherlands.
3-1 Netherlands. Wow. For myself, Ukraine, North Macedonia, I think that would be a very good game of football. Ukraine were very close to pulling off a result that seemed very unlikely against the Dutch. North Macedonia gave a good account for themselves against the Austrians, but I think Ukraine will be too strong. I think Ukraine will sneak it 2-1. Denmark, Belgium, I feel the same as you. I think this all depends on the mentality of the Danish players. Can they get themselves up for this game, considering what's happened? All eyes are going to be on them. So it's going to be unwanted pressure in that regard. And Belgium are a very, very good team. And Lukaku's in the form of his life. And unfortunately, I think I could see Denmark losing this game. I don't think it would be a clear-cut victory for Belgium. I do think Denmark are going to give them a bit of a battle. But I'll say 2-1 again for Denmark in that one. As for the last game of the evening, in Amsterdam, the Netherlands versus Austria. Again, I fancy Austria. I like them. I think they've got a very good team on them. We would say that because we're Bundesliga enthusiasts, and it's basically a Bundesliga team. But the Dutch, I think they showed something in the first game that I didn't think they had. There's a bit of character to win the game, but I can't see them beating Austria. I don't think they're good enough to beat Austria if Austria actually turn up. So I'm going to say 1-1 in that game. And I think a draw would suit both sides, considering they won the first game. Draw would suit both sides. So I'm going to say a draw on that. That has been your bite-sized edition of Mad for the Euros with myself and Florian Wolfram. We will have a special show coming up in just a couple hours with myself and hopefully Chris Collins. We'll have to wait and see. But it's going to be a show where we basically pick the best 11 from match day 1. So our opinion on who have been the best performers across the pitch in match day 1, and that will be going out roughly 10:30 today, ahead of our usual previews on Twitter for each game as they come in. So thank you for watching. And if you haven't already, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. It was right there for you. Do that, hit the notification bell so you can keep up to date with all of the stuff that we've got going on, because even while these Euros are going on, we still have other sports that we're covering as well. NFL, wrestling, boxing, MMA, all sorts of stuff coming your way. Special darts show on Sunday with the main man Gav Mack. And follow us on Twitter. There you go, at the bottom of your screen, nice and easy, all our Twitter handles. Go ahead and do that. As I said, we have got special Euros content, which is exclusive to Twitter as well. So make sure you're following us there at Mad Sports Net. And that has been your bite-sized edition of Mad for the Euros. We will be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. with more bite-sized reviews. So Florian, say Auf Wiedersehen to the people.
Macht's gut. See you later.
See you later.